Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Happy Friday to all of you guys out there. We have a follow-up from a story that we first made last Sunday regarding a couple ladies on TikTok calling out a former cast member of JoJo's season of The Bachelorette for his predatory behavior. Now, they've not only responded to the initial TikToks, they're naming names. We'll talk about who this mystery man is, and also they went on the She's All Batch podcast to share the story. I do want to tell you guys, I spoke with the fine people at the She's All Batch podcast, and they said they reviewed screenshots of texts and photos of the trip before they ran the story. They understand that when you're going to accuse someone of some nefarious activities, it's important to kind of like have done some of the vetting. So with that said, we'll get into this story. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. And also, if you haven't already, check out the Dave Neal Show. I've got brand new content. Kim Kardashian slamming Kanye West. They're having some co-parenting issues. You can watch that breaking news video on the Dave Neal Show. Thank you guys so much for getting us over 3,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch minutes within the first month. You guys are all fantastic. So if you weren't caught up on the story, here's where it starts. We have a TikTok that says, when a contestant from The Bachelorette brings you and your bestie out to Vegas, but you refuse to sleep with him, so he cancels your reservation and blocks you on everything, and now we have to pack to drive 6 hours back home. That's right. As soon as he realized they weren't going to hook up, they found out their room was just canceled. And they'll tell the story. We'll get into it. So after they post that, they reveal who it is in this TikTok right here. And the contestant is right there. They say Christian Bishop, hashtag Christian, hashtag Bishop. So other people have been saying, wow, the fact he literally followed me and DM'd me trying to fly me out when I was in LA and when he made a trip to New York City. So glad I never met. You know, there might not be anything illegal that went down with this story, but this is important for people to share their stories so others can just be aware of what's going on. This is an okay thing. All right, so She's All Batch is the podcast. If you haven't followed them yet, it's at She's All Batch, and they're doing great. They're very nice people over there. Great work that they're doing. So I want to share just a clip. You can go and search them wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm going to share maybe 5 to 8 minutes of their conversation, which is over 20 minutes long in this episode. So definitely go give them a support, give them a good rating, tell them you heard them here first.
Welcome, Taylor and Lene. Thank you guys for calling in.
Yeah, of course. Hi, it's nice to be here. I'm Lene. This is Taylor.
Thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to share this story and kind of, give a lot more details because not a lot of people know exactly what went on.
Yeah. I feel like everyone wants both sides of the story, but so pretty much back on January 8th, I get a DM from the one and only Christian Bishop. He asked me,
JoJo's
season. Yes. It was season 12 and I saw that he was verified. So I was like, I'm going to look him up, see where he's
now
from,
private.
Like who is this guy and how did he find me? So we looked him up. We saw that he was from The Bachelor, but like it was never verbally communicated between the two of us that I knew that he was on the show before. And he offered to, take us out for a weekend in Vegas and kind of tour around town. And I was like, yeah, I would love to do that and get to know you, but I would feel safer if I had my best friend with me.
So I have 2 questions. First one is, when he slid into your DMs, what did he initially say? Like, how did this conversation start? And then second question, so you went to meet him in Vegas. Where were you coming from? Are you nearby or was this some sort of like long journey?
He DM'd me and he was like, I'm in Vegas. I live out here. And I see you were just visiting here. You should come back soon and meet me, kind of thing. He first started off and was like, hey, Lene, with like a heart eye emoji. And I was like, who is this guy? And I was like, oh, he's verified. He must be normal or like, I don't know, not normal, but so yeah, I looked him up. He seemed really chill. We came from Salt Lake City, Utah. So it was like a 6-hour drive.
He had actually insisted that we fly and he wanted to pay for it, but we didn't feel comfortable not having a car. So we actually insisted that we drive there instead. He sent her gas money for that. So we did actually drive there. But yeah, he insisted that the whole weekend would be on him.
There was definitely some red flags. We will tell you that.
Can you say what they were?
Yeah, let's get
sorry,
to
go
those.
So he would ask me for nudes and I would say no.
Okay.
He would ask for full nudes and I would say no. If you're expecting to see me fully naked before you've even met me in person, like I said, you have got the wrong girl. And he was like, that's fine. Like, I don't want to disrespect you at all. Like, I don't want to do anything that would disrespect you. So that's fine. So I was fully under the impression that he knew I was coming out there and sex was off the table.
He also asked me and her to hook up as well.
He's like, are you into girls? And I said,
wait, hold on. I'm like, we need to organize this because this is going to be messy. I know there's a lot to unpack here. So from what I'm gathering, he messaged you. He offers to bring you out to Vegas. How soon do you go?
Can I ask one more question about that messaging too? Were you in Vegas previously and like had tagged yourself somewhere there, which is why he reached out to you? Like, how did he find you?
Not since September. So back in September, me, her, and one other girl, we went out to Vegas just for like our spontaneous girls weekend.
That's creepy as fuck though, that he's literally looking at the locations and going that far back.
And he was like, I'm in Vegas. I live here. I saw you were just here. Like, you should come back. Like, when are you going to come back? And I was like, well, it's a 6-hour drive. Like, I don't have plans to go to Vegas anytime soon. And it's really hard to buy flights with work and all like schedules. It's just, so yeah, he, I think was definitely looking at like the Vegas location, maybe just like looking for a girl to find. And that's why I was so confused. Cause I'm just like an average girl, just living my life out here in Utah. And he was so persistent about getting me out there. And I was like, maybe he actually is trying to get to know me because I've made it so freaking clear that I don't want to have sex. I don't want to send nudes. I'm not that type of girl. So like, I want to stray away from any idea that he would have of that. And then he still was adamant about me coming out there and still paying for me and taking a friend. So I was like, wow, this guy might be genuine.
Okay. So you're in Vegas now.
Yeah.
Where does he pick you up? Or no, you drove. So where did this all take place?
So we drove to Vegas. We stayed in a pretty nice hotel. We got valet parking. He met us in the lobby. It wasn't sketchy. We went up to the room. We started to get ready for the night and we were kind of pre-gaming and getting to know him and his friend. So it was just Taylor and I, and then him and his friend, just the four of us in the room, chit-chatting and stuff. And
he had said something super weird, actually, pretty right off the bat. I would say about 15 minutes in, he turned to me and he said, I blame you for the fact that Lene did not send me nudes.
Oh my God. Okay. Casual.
So what'd you say?
I did tell her that, but at the same time, like, Lene is fully capable of making decisions on her own. And she was like, I decided not to do that. My best friend doesn't need to tell me, hey, don't send this guy a nude. Okay. Yeah. You know,
how old are you guys?
23 and 24.
How old is he?
He's 32.
Okay.
Yeah. So if that says anything, that he's like still willing to pay for girls to come out and then just treat us like that.
Okay. So you guys are in the room pre-gaming, chit-chatting. Then what?
So if we're gonna should I just get phone should I tell him what they So you know, Taylor's hanging out with a friend, talking, I'm curling my hair, getting ready, and he comes in and he was like, yeah, you didn't fulfill your end of the deal, like, where's my content? And I was just like I told you, like, that's not me. I've made it super clear, you know. And he was like, well, now that you're here, like, if you're not going to send me nudes, why don't you suck my dick? Yeah. And I literally said to him, when am I going to even do that? Like, I'm with my best friend. Like,
yeah, like, this is a group setting, sir. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not going to leave her side. And I told him kind of that, like, before we even went down there, I was like, me and Taylor are super excited. And he came back at me with, I think, like, I don't really know where your intentions are. I don't know if I should treat you like a friend or if someone I'm interested in dating. And I'm like, well, that's what we're going to figure out this weekend. Like, we can hang out as a group of friends, get to know each other, vibe, like, see where it goes.
Yeah. So you said all of this, right? So it's like pretty clear, like, where you are standing in the situation.
Very.
So what did you say when he asked you to suck his dick?
I just said, like, straight up, no. Like, that's not me. I'm not going to sleep with you. You knew sex was off the table. I'm with my best friend. Like, there's other people in the other room. Like, I just met you 15 minutes ago. Like, it was just giving me anxiety. And yeah, from there I was just like, ooh, big red flag too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then there's this viral video that you made, which has, the last I checked, over like 1.2 million views in
Yeah.
24 hours. It's very impressive. The video is you guys both basically kind of yelling at him while he
Yeah.
tells you
3
that you
million
should
views.
basically obey his wishes.
Exactly.
Let's go there.
Okay.
Take us from that time.
So that was after we had gone out. And actually, while we were out, he was making comments about the fact that he can get any girl he wants, that he slept with hundreds of girls. So he doesn't even need sex from either one of us, all this stuff. So we actually just had a good night. We went to a club. We go back.
Who just like casually says that though, and then you just like move
That's
on
what
with
I'm
your
saying.
night?
Like, you're 32 years old and you're just like bragging about the fact that you've slept with hundreds of women on the first night that I met you. And like, you think I want to really stay? Like, you think I want to do anything with you from this point on? It's just,
And like, you're bragging about sleeping with hundreds of women, but like he literally has to fly people out and like pay for
Yeah.
shit.
Complete
in order to get girls.
strangers. Complete
Right.
strangers that have made it clear that they don't want to sleep with
Yeah.
them.
yeah.
Okay.
He's probably never had someone reject him like this. So he's not used to it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he
But
has.
we ended up going back to the room and we had all been drinking. So I don't exactly remember how the conversation started, but I just remember pretty much what you see in the video, him just saying that he wants Lene to do exactly what he tells her just because he told her to do it. And at one point I actually started bawling my eyes out because I was like so heartbroken seeing like just how like he was completely disrespecting my best friend. And I know
Yeah.
for me, like it's one thing when a guy disrespects me, but when I see it happening to my best friend, it's like a whole another level. And so that's why I was just like yelling at him. And it was actually super interesting because the whole conversation, he was kind of talking to me about it. Like he was trying to
Yeah.
convince her best friend. He didn't even really care that she was sitting right there because
What did he think? Like you were just gonna go in the closet while he has sex with her? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what was he? We don't know what he was expecting, but I was being pretty like blunt and straight up. And I was like, okay, clearly you're super dominant. And like, that's fine. I love a dominant guy, but like you and how you want me to be submissive to you and like pretty much be a slave to you. Like, that's not me. That's fine. Let's just be done. We don't have chemistry. Let's just cut it off and be done with it. And he kept like trying to have a conversation and like convince my best friend his side of the story and like his thought process. And I was just straight up like, dude, like, we don't care. Like, this is not going anywhere. I'm done. Like, I was so mad.
What
we
like
were
is
very
his thought
uncomfortable.
process though? Just like you guys came out here, so have sex with me. Like I don't get what he was trying to say.
I think he honestly saw it as like a challenge. Once Lene said everything was off of the table, I think in his head he was like, oh, watch, let's see what
Okay.
happens.
Like, let me
Yeah.
see how good I can treat these girls and see if they'll fall for it. And we didn't. So we were forced to, like we said, we woke up on Saturday morning. Our reservation for Saturday night had been canceled.
He told them we had COVID.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm going to end. I'll end on this part here, and then you can go watch or listen to the whole thing on the She's All Batch podcast.
We got a full refund
wait,
on everything.
I'm confused where we are now. So
Okay,
Well,
let's rewind. We're gonna rewind.
yeah, wait, hold on.
Go back up.
You
All right, so again, I wanted to give you guys enough meat and potatoes to go support their channel. So then they go down to the front desk and find out that he had gotten a full refund on that next night, essentially, which means they had to go. They no longer were staying there. The night was done. He used a COVID excuse to get his money back because apparently you get a full refund if you say you test positive for COVID. So wow, right? I don't think they played it in that video, but so here's
The contestant from The Bachelorette only for him to block me for not being
Here's the
submissive and
TikTok.
sleeping with him. The first night. Here are some recordings of that conversation.
Yeah, I said I'm not down to sleep with you on the first night. You know that. Okay.
So then they have the conversation. You can clearly tell it's him, and yeah, he had messaged them saying, "Hey, you violated my rights because you recorded this, after this all went viral," and to which that they kind of understood the law, which stands to say under Nevada law, it is illegal to secretly record an oral communication without the consent of at least one party. So as long as one part, and again, every state's different, but as long as one person is consenting, which is the TikToker, then that's okay. Then that's just the law. So there's no laws broken there. They're allowed to share their story, and he's allowed to make a statement, or he's allowed to remain private on Instagram. Don't think he's got any sort of advertisers that can be taken from him. So I don't know if there's going to be any canceling of him, or at least, maybe in symbolic ways. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. A pretty horrifying story of like sort of an abuse of power, an abuse of platform, or just a guy on a power trip. But either way, not good. No way to describe it or justify it whatsoever. Glad these ladies shared their story, and thank you so much to She's All Batch, the podcast, for airing that and for doing your due diligence to make sure that this story is kind of handled appropriately. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, and if you want other content, go check out the Dave Neal Show on my other YouTube channel. Got that new Kim in Kanye video, and of course follow me on Instagram at DNeals, and we'll talk to you guys in a little bit. If you want to come check out my next stand-up show tomorrow, Saturday night in Los Angeles, Hollywood, California, you can come out. It's a backyard show. It'll be a ton of fun. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.